Kate, in terms of like the direction of directly referencing the Bucks, I mean, that to me is ultimately how people are going to feel about this. If that is a direction they are going, I think this is an awesome segment to start it. And it's the program everyone wants to see. And I guess that is your major question, because if you are not going in that direction, then I mean, you have only opened the floodgates for your audience to demand this direction. And I think it is going to be chance that both sides are going to be met with, depending on what side of the fence you are rooting for.
I think that if you put that promo, listening to the tone that he struck, looking at his body language, if that takes place anywhere else but Chicago, it's a heel promo. He's talking about being about the business, about money. That is the hallmark of a heel. That's a Vince McMahon type of line, that, you know, you're only in it for the money, with the obvious comparison being people who might be in it for other reasons, for emotional reasons, for reasons of loyalty, or wanting to express themselves through wrestling, which is literally the promo that the Elite cut a couple of weeks ago, talking about being the heart and soul of the company. So it's interesting that they leaned into this dynamic. And I think that it was also interesting to me how he sort of channeled, and it's also kind of an MJF style promo, because that's always his take. He's there for the money. He's the business guy. And at the same time, I thought he was kind of channeling his inner Charlotte, where he comes back, he's in the title picture right away, and they're not being subtle about that. You know, this was the title that he ran, and you have to think that what was in that bag was either the title belt or Tony Khan's ball sack, because that, you know, he immediately feels like the biggest thing in the company, and he always has been the biggest thing in the company since he's been there. I will be interested to see how other crowds react to him if he cuts that same kind of figure in other cities, because he did not make himself seem sympathetic, except insofar that he played to a crowd that he knows loved him. And I guess then it begs the question, how much of that is him being straight with people, and how much of it is him being a performer? I tend to lean towards a performer, because I just thought that everything was so on point. The way he carried himself, his facial expressions, the kind of things he was saying, where he was, you know, the whole starting with this line about being, "I'm done being nice." No one has ever said that this man was nice. It's kind of his thing to be the difficult, the difficult personality, the one who's going to be hard on people, who's difficult to predict in a way. But yeah, I'll be very curious to see not just how other crowds react to him, but the type of reaction that he tries to get to from them, because this did not strike me as something that was intended to engender sympathy.
No, like the key line, especially like you focus on the Bucks being called soft, but also outline like anyone that is seeing their point of view, you're a soft wrestling fan for having that perspective. You're right, like this. And I think that this sets this up for, it's that time of the show where we tell you about the Post Wrestling Cafe, the best place to drop your $6 every month for bonus content.
It's a busy week this week. We've got the double shot with our Dark Side of the Ring review. We've got Rewind Away on Thursday, Rewind of SmackDown on Friday, and on Saturday, a brand new show.
It's the launch of our new weekly AEW Collision review with 2 hosts that will be joining me. Go to postwrestlingcafe.com and video.postwrestling.com to subscribe.